All right. Okay. So we're rocking and rolling. Welcome to the Marketing Roundtable. Today we're going to be talking about challenges. It's an exciting topic. That's something that's worked really well for us over years of running challenges. The first challenge I remember doing really in earnest was 2017, where we launched our 30 leads in 30 days challenge, which was an excellent challenge that had many different iterations. At its height, we were selling it for, I mean, it's not a big number, but at its height, we're selling it for 397 quid per seat on the challenge. When it started, it was a free challenge. It's had different price points throughout the time that we were running it. And even now, I was having a conversation just this week with someone that was messaging me, asking me to see if they could get their access to the challenge just this week. Such is the kind of legacy of that content. We took that content down because it wasn't actually applicable for now. Some of the tactics that we were using to get leads were from the good old days and maybe a little bit naughty now. So I had to move that challenge on. But the point that I'm making here is the challenges are an amazing asset. They're a great tool, and they're something that actually you get known for. I was very much known for my 30s in 30 days challenge. And so when I launched a 5-day Facebook ads challenge, people flocked into it. When I launched a LinkedIn challenge at the beginning of this year, out of interest, raise a hand or a digital hand if you're on my 5-day LinkedIn challenge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, nice, 5. Well, there's a few goes in there. Wicked. So again, you can start to see the legacy of that audience building activity and challenges around it. Right. So what I want to do today, what I want to get out of this session with you guys is to be able to give you a feel of what it takes to not just run a challenge, but the build up to a challenge, the challenge itself, the pitch at the end of the challenge, what you should say, how you should say it. And I'd love to think at the end what your challenges would be and open it up to more of a roundtable discussion, hence why this is the Marketing Roundtable. Cool. Right. So let me just share screens and jump into the presentation for today. So welcome along and welcome people who are just jumping in from there. So there you go. How to run a 5-day challenge. Okay. So why are they great? Well, the reason why the way that we run our challenges and the way that we suggest our clients run their challenges is that to run them live. The reason why running them live is excellent is that you can really get to grips with the content, the people in the challenge really help, really add value, and you can create this amazing sort of community and momentum for your clients. Now you can take those recordings when you run them live and use those and make them evergreen later. But the beauty is you get both the live interaction side, and then you can resell the recordings or keep an evergreen challenge on. What I mean by evergreen is basically you put it online and people can still join at any time after the challenge has ended and still get the valuable content. So you get both opportunities. They're also really authentic because you're standing there in front of people, showing them step by step how to do something. Yeah, it's lovely here. We get 45 minutes of Marketing Madness where I can show you a little bit of an idea, a bit of a snippet of how to do something, but actually to spend 5 days with you, piecing together bits and asking for you to come back tomorrow and show me how you got on and show me where the results are and how you've done. That's where the authenticity really starts to tweak up to 11 out of 10, because you are standing on top of those results and you are there to help people to really build step by step. Really, really cool. They're also a tester, right? So what do I mean by a tester? They are test driving ultimately how maybe you as a so for example, if you're a coach, consultant, something along those lines, they're test driving how your consultancy is working in real time. If I listen to what Ali's saying about writing as a business owner, and I do some of that writing and I get a really great I don't know, about page or a LinkedIn profile that I've written off the back of it, I'm testing how good her program or how good her advice is. So therefore she then upsells me to, oh, and that was just your about page. Could you imagine all the other places that you need to write? and then you'd go on to buy more of her program. It makes sense. Even when we're the agency. So remember when in 2017, it was my marketing agency that was doing the 30 leads in 30 days challenge. And so what people were doing, they were testing the ideas that we were talking about in terms of lead generation and marketing and putting these things in place. And then once people realized that it's a lot of work, then they realized that they could then outsource that whole system to us. And of course, that's how we won deals off the back of it. So again, even if you are a done for you type product, still showing people how to do it and then saying, but I know, that's how you do it. But if you want me to do it for you, then it's only, $1,000 a month or whatever it is, and then people can make their own assessment from that. Cool. So it also creates a great community. So one of the tactics that we're going to show you is to have an actual pop-up community group that hosts the challenge. Now that community stays after those 5 days, and you can then use that to become, a group that you work with and promote other stuff into. You become an element, an asset of an email list that you can continue to market to. It's a community of people that identify as challengers that have done the challenge with you and therefore see you as a mentor, and you can then bring them and draw them onto other stuff from because of it. So really interesting reasons why this is really effective. You also really get to help. So here's some screenshots of people that were on my 5-day challenge. You see here, John, here on the left-hand side, 4 positive responses so far. So that's, here, Matt, the LinkedIn challenge, by the way, we did a LinkedIn outreach DM campaign, worked really well. John got 4 people actually saying, yes, I want to have a meeting with you. So that's 4 actual meetings booked that he got off the back of it. Jan, again, did the strategy that we talked about, and you can see here at the bottom now up to 6 positive responses. And I think these were like day 2, day 3, right? So this is live that was happening in the challenge. We're sharing these results. Karen's here top right, what did she get? 4 calls scheduled in the diary in the next 3 weeks and still counting. She's delighted. And Jay, who Janice, are you on the call? Janice, yes. So you got those calls in there as well. So fantastic, great to see you, great to share it. Out of interest, actually, if you don't mind asking, when you did that, were you surprised that actually you were able to get some results on that challenge?
Actually, I was. I never expected to. I didn't know what to expect, but to be honest, I'm still using the same things that I've learned. I've gotten clients already from what we've done from the challenge. Definitely, it works. It really works.
Oh, that's a massive result. So you can see there that not only can you teach someone something, but then it leaves a legacy, and the system that you put in place, they can carry on using. And ultimately, for me, because obviously that's what I want my clients to always do, is to win clients. Then that legacy has created income, revenue, and that's job done for me. So I'm delighted with that. Cool. Okay, good stuff. That was nice, wasn't it? I didn't know that you were carry on doing it and win clients as well. So that was a lovely, useful slide to do it then. Thank you. Brilliant, right? So you can really help people in this and have those lovely testimonials that you can use off the back of it, right? So how do you start to get people working? How do you start to approach this, right? So the top of funnel of how you start to approach promoting a 5-day challenge, etc. You want to start to reach out to as many people as possible. So one of the ways that you want to do that is potentially working through some organic social media posts, telling people you're launching a 5-day challenge. Now, the beauty of it is that for people to sign up for that 5-day challenge, you're only really asking them to join a Facebook group. The reason why that's important, and it doesn't have to be Facebook, you can make it a Slack channel, you could do a LinkedIn group, debatably, they're not as good and the interaction is not as great, but a Facebook group works really well. And the reason why is that you can ask questions on the way into that Facebook group to be able to get their email address, which is what you need to be able to let people know about the challenge, right? So you don't have to run paid ads, but you can run some ads, you could do some organic, you could work some email marketing, and you push people into that Facebook group. It's a pop-up Facebook group. What do I mean by pop-up Facebook group? It's a Facebook group you create just for the challenge. So for us, it was getting sales from LinkedIn in 5 days. Group. That was what we called it. We called the Facebook group exactly that, as a brand new group. And what we did is we asked people the 3 questions. You can ask 3 questions when people join your Facebook group. One was, do you confirm that you are a business coach, marketing company, B2B service company, right? So we made sure that we had the right people that were joining it. What's your email address? Because we're going to send you the content each day via email, as well as remind you about the lives in the group. And then, I can't remember what the third one was. I think it might just even been 2. Are you the right people, and what's your email address? And so those questions you can ask when people ask to join it, and therefore you'll have people holding in the group. Now, once they're holding, ready to get into the group, you will see, 20, 30, then it'll go up 40, 100 people waiting to join a group, and you can hold them there until you're ready for the challenge to start. So the beauty of it, and I'm going to show you on the next slide how you start the run up for it. The beauty is you can promote and get people to request to join the Facebook group, and they'll sit in there as a request until you open the group. So hence why you don't need landing pages, websites, you don't need anything. You just pop up a group, which is completely free on Facebook, and you draw your email list into it, organic social media into it, even draw people. We did a LinkedIn campaign to bring people from LinkedIn into the Facebook group as well. So even cross-pollination of social media channels, right? You then run that pop-up Facebook group, and you wait and you hold them. And again, I'm going to go into that in more detail in the next slide. And then when you're ready, you then run 5 days of live content. Now, that live content is using the Facebook Live tool, and you can go live in it. Now, what we did is that we actually made it a Zoom that we then use the live feature on Zoom. So, instead of recording a Zoom, you can actually say, I want to go live in a group. So when I'm doing my daily sessions for my $1 Million Sprint clients, they come onto a Zoom like this, but I press a button that also streams it live within our Facebook group. So it means that every single day, all the recordings are there live. If people are slightly late, they can just jump on the live stream as opposed to having to go into the Zoom. And it just is instantly available content for people to be able to consume. So it works really well. Super tip if someone's running a 5-day challenge. And then, of course, after you run the 5 days of live content where you add loads of value, then you do the sales pitch and tell people what the next step is for them if they really enjoy the challenge, and move them into the next part of the hopper, right? So that's how you kind of work the system. Let me just show you that campaign, right? So the nice thing that we see when you're running this is you actually probably start about 14 days out from the challenge. But the promotion of it, you only need to do for a week, because you go heavy promotion. So we always say start 14 days out, prepare in the first 7 days what you're going to say in the 5 days, get your sort of emails and everything sorted, rewrite all that stuff, feel like you've got a handle of it. And then for 7 days, literally you're sending an email most days for 7 days. Even on the 7th day, you're kind of sending a couple, and you're really hammering your database. You're putting out loads of social media. You're showing people little snapshots to say, hey, we're going to be running this thing. These are the results that we expect for people, or these are some results that we did last time. This is what's happening next week. And one of the things that you can do, you can say, hey, and it's the start of, I don't know, September, school's back. Now it's time to get back to your business and rock and roll. You could use those times. Or it's January, so let's go kickstart the year with a big 5-day challenge. Something like that is really, really nice to be able to work it, right? So you run that 7-day challenge out. All the time people are adding themselves into that waiting room to do your Facebook piece. And then you do that 5-day challenge. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll see there, of the 5-day challenge. Day number 5 is kind of the review of what the challenge was like. So you can say, okay, the challenge was this, and the sales pitch is that. So day 5 almost becomes a sales day, and you then do that sales day for 3 days. So you do day 5 of the challenges as sales. So everyone's on a live call. It's the last day, you kind of celebrate successes, and then you go into the pitch. Then you hit them up with the offer, give them 3-day window for that offer, and then you close the offer. Oh, hello. And you say, right, close the offer, last chance until to get this product, last chance, do it, and then bam, on the following, I think it works out normally to be about the following Wednesday. So you close the challenge on the Friday, and then the following Wednesday is the last opportunity for people to be able to actually buy whatever the product, whatever the offer is that you're selling off the back of it. And that becomes the perfect sequence. Do you see how much time and energy is put into the offer? So you're launching the offer for 3 days, you're closing the offer for 3 days. There's more days around actually selling than there is about the challenge, because remember, none of us are charities here, are we? You know, this is not about actually spending time giving lots of free. It's about actually showing people, giving some value, and then letting people know about this amazing supersonic thing that they need to get involved in, and selling off the back of that. That's how the challenges and the people that we coach end up doing lots of these, because they know it works, because we help them to really focus on that. God knows how many times I've seen people that have come to me after trying a challenge and not really making it work, and all they did was kind of lightly mention it on the end of the 5th day, or even just send an email after the challenge is over, letting them know about the product. And that's where it falls down, because you've put so much time and energy into building this great community and building your credibility with that community, then you have to really pitch your product off the back of it. You know how we work, we put together these really lovely complex funnels. It's not really that complex, it's just what I would call detailed and specific. And this is what a funnelytics diagram would be. You know, we run these funnel visualizations for clients, and you'll see that there's a number of different types of emails. So this is where getting people into this, you're sending out different emails, you're putting lives, and you've got to remember you're sending emails with each live each day, follow-up emails with the recording in case people miss it. You've got to hit people up with these offer emails. You can see here you're talking about different things like time, money. This is all kind of overcoming objections with those emails, and then straight in. And then afterwards, reviewing, do a survey, because if you want to have the information from people who just went through it on how you can improve it next time, then make sure that that's in the process as well. So you can see, to run this stuff, look, you can run it without half of that, but there's successful challenges and challenges that are done with everything you're working with, and most of our clients have all of this templated for them when we're working with them, so they can just run this out. But that type of model can work exceptionally well, and it's the beauty of it. You set it up once, and then that asset sits there in your business, and when you want to redo the challenge again, all those emails are written, all of that stuff's done. The challenge, you just run exactly the same as last time, because you are looking to get new people in and to be able to then pitch again. So having that funnel visualization is really cool. So that's a nice one. Yeah. All right. What would be your 5-day challenge? I'm going to take a couple of thoughts from the room here, and then I'll give a couple of anecdotes on how that could work. But this is quite nice to be able to throw it into the room and say, hey, well, what sort of challenge would be yours? Who wants to give us a bit of an anecdote about challenges and what they would think, or a question about it?
Okay, I will.
Catherine.
Yes, hi. Well, it's actually quite timely, because I'm in the middle of one at the moment and it's failing miserably.
You're a participant, or you're the coach?
No, I'm the coach. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think my biggest issue was the fact that I just didn't get enough people signing up for it, and I thought I'd done promotion. I mean, I had, and but I'm just not getting in any engagement with it. And I did all that, 2 weeks out, I was emailing my list, and people were signed up. But since it started, no one seems to really be taking part. One of the things I have done, I didn't do what you suggested, which I actually did on a previous challenge because I had conflicting advice. So I didn't set up a pop-up group because my group's still quite small. Somebody said to me, you don't need to do it in a separate group because your group's only tiny. So run it within the group, because people that actually haven't signed up for the challenge may still then look at what you're doing. So that's what I've done. But
kind of bad advice.
Yeah.
So the reason why, let me just do a couple of doodles for you and just let you know where this is. What's the name of your challenge, by the way?
It's a 5-day weight loss Kickstarter challenge.
5-day weight loss Kickstarter challenge. Okay, cool. So weight loss Kickstarter. Now what's the promise in that Kickstarter? What, you know, is what's the actual promise off the back of that?
Well, they're going to obviously see drop some weight.
But in 5 days?
Well, they dropped some weight in 5 days. Yeah, maybe, you know, I mean, it's very hard to say because obviously I don't know when people come on, I don't know whether they've got £100 to lose or whether they've got £10 to lose, and how much you're going to lose is dependent on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And actually, I suppose the bigger, if you're thinking about it, the bigger promise is that I transition them. So what I promise is that I'm going to handhold them through the process to transition from eating 3 meals a day to 1 meal a day and reducing their carbohydrate intake. So that's the promise. Yeah, that's the promise.
Is the name of your challenge. Do you see how what you're saying? The 5-day, you know, weight loss Kickstarter challenge, like, it's a bit wishy-washy and there's no specifics around it. Whereas if you said the actual end result of this is that we're going to move you from 3 meals a day to 1 meal a day and to not feel hungry, you know, not feel hungry. That is a very specific result. And I go, oh, I quite like that specific result. Mine was get sales from LinkedIn. That was it. Get sales from LinkedIn. That was a specific result. So people who wanted sales from LinkedIn, who are not getting sales from LinkedIn, went. People that want to get weight loss don't need to kickstart it, because it's kind of, that's the beginning of something. That's the start. So if you think of where they are now, the result that they want, the kickstart bit's here. So I don't necessarily need a 5-day challenge for that. I want to go to result, which is this. Now, going from 3 meals to 1 meal in a day feels like that actually is the reason why I'd get result.
Yeah.
And that is why people are there. Now, the second reason, so there's three things I want to cover here. So 1 about the group, 2 about, you know, what you're delivering, and obviously 3, the big thing to get more people in is that 3 meals from 3 to 1, because that I think you will actually go, oh, that's really interesting. I'll sign up to that just to see what it is. That's what you want, gang. When you're doing this, people go, do you know what? I'll put my email address in because I might get some good stuff. I don't think I'll probably do the challenge, but I'll stick it in there. And then what you're trying to do is to try and inspire them to actually do the challenge with you. But it's the title of the challenge that makes them just flippantly put their email address in. That's the lead generation. Then the skill is to then get them engaged. Okay. So how do you get them engaged, right? So you pile them into this new group and you say to everybody, hey, thanks for applying for this new group. You are all in the waiting list until we have a new group party, and we're going to do a couple of days of meet and greet. So this is part of the kind of the tools that we give to our clients. So first day of meet and greet is everybody introduce yourself. Second day of meet and greet might be, what's your biggest, weight loss challenge, What is the biggest thing that you've worked with? And you get people to start to reveal personal things with them because it's a new group and only people for the challenge, and it's just entitled for that. But also the algorithm goes, this is a group of, say, 100 people. Now, all those 100 people come in. Now, they will all be tagged into this, and like 98% of the group is now engaging. Whereas if you go into an old group that needs kind of ramping back up, and you do that initial post, about 40% of the group start to engage, which isn't a bad reach, but it's not as good as that, because yesterday's reach of or today's reach of your post here is based upon the amount of interaction that you get here. So if this was a supersonic post this has already got a leg up for interaction. And so if the percentage of the group is actually interacting, then you're going to, all those people can get notified. Remember, it's a complete race to the top of that feed when people are there. And so you have to have something that is like buzzy, and then the algorithm fits in. So then you do these 2 to 3 days of interactive posts, and then you start the challenge. And then the first day of live, that means everybody's going to get the update for it. And your skill on day one is to give them one really simple thing to do that's going to give them the quickest win. So day 2, they all go back and go, oh, I did that. And actually it worked. And you can't do a big slide presentation with lots of things to do. It's like, yeah, I give them a profile rewrite, which is basically headline. And then I think, I'm just trying to remember what it was now. We do something around actually rewriting the profile and writing the message we're going to DM everybody on day 2 with. And so they come out with a really easy DM template, which is short, like a couple of sentences, and a new headline that's based around their target audience. Oh, and also find their target audience on LinkedIn. Those 3 things make people go, oh, that's cool. A quick win because I've made some changes, but I'm really ready for day 2 because I can't wait to send that out. Day 2, we then go send that out. And then what happens is people like Janice go, oh my God, I got actually some meetings off the back of that, because she actually bothered to do day 1 and day 2 stuff. And like, wow, okay, I've got some meetings. So then of course, Janice goes and does day 3, and day 3 is designed to give even more value. And then by the time we hit day 4, people are like, hold the phone. This stuff's actually working. And then of course, value's done. And because they're waiting for day 5, but, and sorry for sounding really cutthroat here, but you almost take day 5 away from them, because you don't do content on day 5. You get everybody really excited about feeding back how great it was the first 4 days, and then you go hit them up with a pitch on day 5, and they're expecting to get value on day 5. Do you see kind of how that works? Now it's just systems, okay? So I don't want to be this kind of as I say, this kind of cutthroat, like saying we're going to sell to the world, but I've just been doing this so long, and you can tell that I'm really passionate about this stuff. And crikey, I've hacked so many 5-day challenges, and I've done so many in the past, that you just know the right way of doing it. And of course, what are you ultimately trying to do? If they buy your program, are they going to be more likely to be able to lose weight than not lose weight? The answer is yes. So ultimately, it is your responsibility to sell that program to them, because you are doing them a favor, because you know that you can help them get a better result. And I feel the same way in terms of working with people to be able to scale their business, because I know that I can help them better inside my program than outside, right? And so hence why you work that through. So you got to make sure that title is really kind of like interesting and results based. Make sure that it's a pop-up group, so then you got everything really fresh that happens in there, and use your old group to siphon people into that. It's no problem at all, but make sure it's a new group. And 3, to make sure that you really focus on engagement, welcome stuff, and let everybody in at once and tag everybody into, then you get that hive kind of like massive interaction, and then people come in from there. So there's the 3 bits in there. Okay. Hey guys, I'm going to take a couple of other questions here, but I just want to quickly draw your attention that those type of deep dives around challenges, that's the stuff that I love to do on our strategy session, and the clients that we work with are getting these type of results. And look, there's no sales pitch coming, so don't worry. All I'm going to do is give you the opportunity now to actually grab a free strategy session with me, where I can actually start to go through how this 5-day challenge and other type of campaigns can fit into your current business plan and what you're trying to do. We'll look at where you are now as a business, and actually where would you like to be 12 months time, and look at where that growth is. And then what campaign or process, could be 5-day challenge, it might not be appropriate for you. You might need to have a bit more of a weekly moment funnel, or a webinar funnel, or a VSL funnel. And so what type of campaign will get you there? And from that picture, then if it's appropriate, and only if it's appropriate, we'll look at, is there a way that $1 Million Sprint can help you to get there? So that's what we do with the strategy sessions. Let me just kind of show you where you can go to find that. So at the top of my website, you've got this free strategy session link here. You simply click on this. It's the $1 Million Sprint website. And you then go onto this page here. You press on this orange button, and you'll see that we run them once a week on a Wednesday. at 12:30. So 12:30 today on the 27th, or of course, all of August. There's plenty of other strategy sessions there. So please do jump on. Just to let you know, I'm not running strategy sessions in October because I'm climbing up to Base Camp Everest. Literally the August is the last opportunity to have one of these strategy sessions until we get into November. So do jump onto that now and just book in. As I say, the best opportunity to do so is probably today. So you've got some space there, 12:31. If not, jump on one of those ones in August. All right. Okay. Did that help, Catherine, by the way, that those things? I guess it doesn't help at the moment because you're mid challenge, right? But maybe it's a guideline. What day are you on the challenge?
This is day 3.
Day 3. Okay. So day 3, I guess the how many people have you had on yesterday?
I think I had 5 live yesterday.
Okay. So kind of critical day to make sure you value. If today looks heavy content wise and there's too many things to do, strip out everything except for one thing and make that one thing the big thing that they can do today. And then hopefully get some of those 5 to do something. So by tomorrow, they are actually coming back with some feedback or some roles, etc. around it. I think less is always more with a 5-day challenge. Cool. All right, good luck. Looking forward to hearing how it goes. Do come on and let me know and loop back. Right, back into the room. Questions around this game.
Best of luck. Your climb. Best of luck.
Thank you, Andy. I know as someone that has done it himself, I take my hat off to you. So thank you for the link that you sent me about how much I should carry to up there. I'm thinking I might personally be carried, but that's by the end of it. No, it'll be all right. Thanks, mate. So questions. Did we see a question in the chat here? So Kat's talking about creating a clear promotion, make more opportunities happen. 5 days challenge is about getting super clear about what the promotion proposition is for your ideal client. Yeah. So yeah, great point. So getting super clear about that proposition and also super simple as well. People got to see that there's a need to come on and get your information, but there's not like tons of work to be able to do it. Back into the room. Questions, gang. Questions. Thoughts, challenges that people have done. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask. So got a question here. Some do 7-day challenges, including weekends. Do you recommend? I tend to not. The reason why we did a 30 leads in the 30 days challenge. Oh my God, that 30 days worth of challenge. It was mental. And a lot of time I was just filling content for the sake of filling content. And actually kind of my current accelerator. So I currently, for my clients, I see my clients every single day. So 10 o'clock, so it happens just after our weekly marketing roundtable, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Every day I'm in a Zoom meeting and I'm answering questions and helping and coaching clients in that slot. So that's a daily slot. So that concept has come from the 30 leads in 30 days challenge because we were doing that daily in that 30-day challenge. But more like the mistake that I made in the challenge was to try and give them something new to do each day to build a funnel. And ultimately, I was just giving them way too much to do. Whereas actually just being present and allowing customers to come in and ask questions and be able to pop in, drop in, be coached, etc. That works really well in terms of where my coaching space. So that kind of idea has popped in from working on that challenge. So in terms of the 30 leads in 30 days, way too long. 7 days maybe, but you can. I'm actually ultimately saying it's a 4-day challenge, aren't I? I'm saying it's a 4-day challenge with a 3-day pitch. So well, it's a 6-day pitch. That's the feed. So ultimately, oh Paul, I'm just going to mute you. There you go. So ultimately, that's basically what you're doing. So squeezing your content in the 4 days is an art. It's actually hard. Yeah, Richard Branson famously said the hardest thing in business is to keep things simple. That's those 4 days, right? Cool. Thoughts, gang. Other questions. I've got here from Kat. Do you want to ask that question, Kat?
Thank you. Yes. So I just wondered what the best method is for getting people from LinkedIn to Facebook groups.
Just by just saying to people, look, come join my group. It's like anything in marketing, to make people to stop what they're doing and move to something else is a difficult thing to do. But by, having some sort of, thing, some sort of shiny thing that they want, that's the best way to do it. And actually recognize that, to say, hey, we're running this just because of the ability to go live within groups. We're setting up a Facebook group just for this challenge. So apologies for moving you off LinkedIn, but just do it quickly, sign up to the challenge, and then you're rocking and rolling. That's what we did. And it was a DM campaign. So we did a bulk DM. We use a lot of automation and stuff that we show our clients. So we were smashing out, 100 messages a day through a DM campaign, and really, really going hard into our, we were doing very specific searches for sort of marketeers and coaches from my first degree connections. And we were really getting hard into a DM campaign for those 7 days. So we probably, admittedly, the LinkedIn campaign probably was more like a 14-day run up. So we probably got through 1,400 people on a direct message through LinkedIn, which yielded some decent results on there. Clearly, our organic posts are smashing into LinkedIn as well. Again, when you're putting links to Facebook in a post in LinkedIn organically, it's just not going to have the same amount of reach because LinkedIn, if you link out of a post on LinkedIn doesn't like it. So there is little hacks, like you can say, the link's in the first comment below, but again, they got wise to that, so they kind of removed that. You can say comment, you can do one of the things that have worked quite well. You can say, we're running a 5-day challenge on how to get more sales from LinkedIn. Comment below if you would like the link. And then people go link, and then we would DM everybody on that link. That was a good way of working. So you just kind of try and work the different places where the algorithm, you've got to understand the algorithm, and then you've got to hack the algorithm, essentially. Cool. Cara had a question here. Cara, do you want to ask the question?
Hi, Richard. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Good. I'm good, thank you. I'm here for my director, actually, just on behalf. So I don't know, I just came up with it in my mind, but I was just thinking about a 5-day challenge because they're business mentors and entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I was just thinking of something catchy for a 5-day challenge. So like a business startup challenge. They help take people's businesses to 6 figures. So I'm just thinking of like some challenges in the background. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So when you say a business startup challenge, you got to think about actually the best target audience for you. Do you want people that are just literally that second starting up? So we've got a number of different coaches that help businesses to be able to scale. A lot of them see what we're doing and think, oh, okay, yeah, I'd like to kind of learn what Rich has done to be able to make his business go. So that type of business we're kind of very familiar with. Clearly, it's the type of business we work with, and we say stick away from newbies, because anybody that is literally starting up their business, they will then not usually be in a position then to jump into an accelerator, and also you shouldn't really want them in an accelerator because it's just they haven't proved their concept yet. They haven't, as a very definition of starting up a business, they have not won clients yet. And once you win a client, there's so much you've got to do. If you go from 0 clients to 1 client, you've got to be able to put a proposition together. You've got to be able to put your sales together. You've actually got to be able to do some delivery and be able to tick those boxes because you've got 3 or 4 clients. Works really, that's important before you then start some people. So what I'd say for someone like it gets people to scale to 6 figures, I'd be looking at what's one of the real crowd pleasers in their program. So things that you do within your accelerator, what works really well for your clients that are paying you, and then just pick out a slice of that and just go, right, that's the piece that we're going to teach from the 5-day challenge, because it shows the quality of our coaching. A lot of people famously say, give away your best stuff for free. I don't think you should give away your best stuff, but I think you should take a tiny example of your best stuff and really go deep on that one tiny example of your best stuff and show the world how cool and how great you are. And then that's the thing you do the 5-day challenge for.
Amazing. Thank you. So helpful. Thank you.
Cool. Just remember, Cara, when you speak to them, get a result within 4 days, and that result to be a tangible benefit to the customer, then you've got them. Because day 5, they're going to be very, very up for wanting to carry on getting similar results, doing other stuff with you, right?
I got you. Thank you so much.
Cool. No worries. Good to see you. Okay, guys. So we're coming out to quarter 2, which is where we're kind of scheduled to finish. I'm going to stick around for another 5-10 minutes because I love answering questions. I can take further questions and go a bit wider. So no problem at all. Before I do, just remember, and I'll chuck it into the chat again and quickly show. Do remember to jump in and book these conversations. Yeah, maybe just one more space today because I saw a couple of people book onto it during this call. So do grab that on the 27th if you can. I'll stick that back into the chat. If not, jump into August and feel free if you've got business partners, etc., to book in for 2 of you, etc. In there. So looking forward to doing that. Cool. But back into the room, gang. Feel free to ask some questions. Let's hang out a bit longer. Who's got some further things to say? Hi, Helen, by the way. Good to see you. Didn't see you working there. And Nikki as well. Good to see you. Jean Wolf as well. Good to see you as well. So back into the room, gang. Questions, or if I've missed your question in the chat, feel free to ask it as well.
Hi, Richard. May I ask a question?
Of course.
Thank you. So do we keep this challenge Facebook or shut down and open a new Facebook? So how do we proceed with that?
So no, it's just the group. So if you've got a Facebook group already, then what you do is you can keep your generic Facebook group. So my $1 Million Sprint Facebook group, I keep my big one, and then I just pop up a new group. Now at the end of it, you then say to people, this is how you create a little bit of remorse. You say, okay, guys, it's been emotional, but once the challenge is over, we can't continue to support questions. So I'm going to archive this group. You've all been amazing. I'm going to archive, tomorrow at 12 o'clock or whatever. We're going to have one last call before then, which tends to be you Q&A about your pitch, basically. And then we're going to say sayonara to the group. Fantastic. And you just create this kind of remorse that, oh, that was such an amazing thing. But the point of it is you allow that greatness, if you like greatness for my language today, you allow the value to kind of sit in that moment in time, and then you take it away, and then there's nothing. There isn't a continued support where going, oh, actually, I was doing that. I finally got my, LinkedIn thing together. I just want to share it. Is it okay? Or, oh, I got some great more wins. There's nowhere to share your wins or your questions anymore. The support is gone. And so that in itself creates another necessity for people to go on to buy the product from you. It's done right. You can do it really class. I mean, when you archive a group, by the way, it still sits there. So I can see that group, but nobody can comment, nobody can ask questions, nobody can do anything. So people can still go around and look at it who are part of the group, so they can go back and see the value of it, but they can't actually do anything in it. So it's kind of sits there, sort of there. Now this comes actually interestingly back to I think it was Catherine's question about what do you do with a group? Can you use an old group? Now, interestingly, there is probably a potential. I've seen someone that will then unarchive the same old group and go again in that group with the new challenge, and therefore you've got all the old people that are in that group, and you unarchive and say, hey, we're going to go for this again. And what you can do with those old members is say, hey, why don't you invite other people into this challenge this time, and there will be some new stuff in it. But if you invite other people into the challenge, then we'll give you a commission for if they become a member or whatever it is. And so you could use then the old challengers as almost affiliates to go get more people into the group once you do it and do some invites. So I've seen that work well. It's a little bit more messy though. So I tend to do new groups, but it's I've seen that way work, where it is the old challenge group and you're rekindling it for a second go at that challenge. Cool. Nikki, thank you very much, by the way, for booking. I can see you're saying looking forward to 12:30, so good to see you at 12:30. Taking another question from John. Did that help, by the way? Was that help? That's good. That question up. Okay, good. John, over to you.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do it for this. I put a quote in the in the questions. I was looking at some feedback on the the outcome from my potential 5-day challenge. Sorry about my throat, by the way.
Okay. I love something on my. What was the outcome? Oh, I want to do a master your mind challenge where we do small tasks each day to experience how we can make small changes to our daily habits so that we can wake up every day excited about the day ahead and create happiness anytime we like. Yeah, I really like that. I think anything that changes little micro habits is really, really important. And so if you can create a challenge that what I would say is do the 5-day challenge. You could say something like 4 habits that will help you to sleep better, or 4 habits that will that you do every day to reduce stress, and you do a habit a day for 4 days, and then you pitch people onto something else off the back of it. That would be the you pitch it as the 4 habits in 4 days that are going to help with result X. That's how you would approach that, and make them small, very easy habits. I love the idea of habit stacking, by the way. That's one of the things that I've really been enjoying at the moment. The idea of, every day you wake up and brush your teeth, it's a habit, right? So that is an ingrained habit from an early age. So if you make a habit that happens just after you doing your teeth, then you can tie that habit to the habit that's ingrained. So it's called habit stacking. So if that is, I don't know, have some supplement, vitamin supplements, or do 50 press ups or whatever it is, you can stack those habits, because you'll then go brush teeth, straight down, do press ups, straight on doing, have a protein thing, straight on to, do you know what I mean? And then now you're stacking habits based upon one ingrained habit. I think that could be quite cool if you link it that way, John. I'm not an expert, you are, so I don't want to talk out of place, but stuff like that could be really good for a challenge. So yeah, really, really interesting.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Cool. Okay. Sorry about the COVID, by the way, mate. You need to, that stuff's really catchy. Be careful. Sorry, just you gotta be careful, mate. Right. So I can take it. If there's anyone got another question, I'm happy to take another question. And then we'll close for 5-2 because I've got to prep for my next call. But if you don't have any other questions, we can close the call. All right. Okay, good stuff. Well, look, gang, it's been great fun hanging out, and looking forward to catching up with you either today, later, or next week, 9 o'clock, Marketing Roundtable. Big love. Take care. And see you on the flip side.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you
guys.
so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.